I'm Audra Stafford here aboard the Disney Magic where Tangled the Musical has just set sail.
I have dreams like you, no really, just much less touchy-feely.
5 years after it hit the big screen, the hair-raising tale of Rapunzel and Flynn Rider is hitting the high seas in a new musical for Disney Cruise Line. The show features 3 new songs by the movie's legendary composer Alan Menken and lyricist Glenn Slater. And more than 100 costumes designed by San Diego native Paloma Young.
It's really nice to meet you.
Young won a Tony Award for her work on Peter and the Starcatcher. For this show, she drew inspiration from Rapunzel herself, whom she calls the Pinterest princess.
She has all these skills that she's developed on her own. She bakes, she sews, she paints. So we looked at costumes and we're like, does she do embroidery? Does she do block printing? She makes all her own clothes.
Young says making all the clothes for this show was a big job.
We have these thugs, we have royals, we have guards, we have horses, and so we have all of these crazy characters.
Young and her team also had some pretty crazy working conditions.
I usually have a workroom and we have a fitting room where we fit the actors, and they don't have that on a cruise ship because they don't have that space.
Instead, they took over a couple of guest cabins, pulled out the mattresses, and put the beds up against the wall.
Put a couple sewing machines in, and we have a little rack with the clothes, and we just have very tight little fittings.
Upstage, the
Set designer Bradley Kaye also had to work within some tight quarters.
We have 3 large shows of this scale happening at the same time. Because we are limited in space, we make great use of video projection throughout the show. And so behind the scenery, like in the town sequence, the beautiful palace on the hill, that's all video.
And if you look closely during the scene at the Snuggly Duckling, you might notice a few personal touches.
Some of the production staff, their names are written, the German version of it, written in the barrels and the piano and things like that.
And on that very same morn, a sweet princess was born.
And all of those set pieces are designed to stay put, even on the roughest seas.
Everything is locked up, locked down. We want to keep the illusion that we're in a solid theater. That just happens to be swaying back and forth every night.
That swaying is an added challenge for the actors, especially puppeteer David Colston Corris, who plays Maximus. Tell me a little bit about this incredible puppet.
Well, the eyes operate with my right thumb. It's going to come down to make the scowl. It's going to go up to make more a surprised face there. If I need him to sniff, for instance, I might put him on the longer strap. The bungee will go down a little bit farther so that I can get closer to the ground to sniff it out.
Can you catch his trail?
The shorter strap helps me in some of the longer scenes to brace and support. He's about 14 pounds, I'd say.
And David says he's thrilled to finally introduce him to audiences.
You get that response, that ooh, or even applause, and you're like, oh, he's alive.
3 little girls behind me are all dressed up as Rapunzel, and they're crying. It's great to see it come together.
Bringing you the best of entertainment, I'm Audra Stafford for California Life.